Evening, Doctor.
Doctor?
Did you see, there was, well, I know you don't watch television, but I was round at a friend's house and he put the television on, and there was Professor Brian Cox, very, very nice chap. In fact, our friend the Doctor looks just a bit like Brian Cox, or is it the other way around? Anyway, it was called The Science of Doctor Who.
Right.
With Brian Cox, and he did a few little stunts and skits with Matt Smith, who's the current Doctor, I think the 9th Doctor. And there was a little quote in there, I've got it written down just here. And it was amazing, actually, because the Doctor in the TARDIS, he looked at his monitor, the screen, and he saw this alien with all these giblets hanging down like this and everything, yeah? And he looked at it dressed like, you remember Max Headroom from Channel 4? That was Matt Frew, wasn't he? He was a friend of mine. And he says, the Doctor says, you've got to admire a monster that puts on a tie. Have you ever noticed that people put, what other monsters put on ties?
Politicians.
Politicians, yeah. Are they really monsters?
Well, they do say a lot of truth comes out in the Doctor Who series.
Well, yeah, it's very, very interesting. You know, I don't know whether you saw, but I know I've mentioned it before. The last programme in the series was called The Name of the Doctor. And of course we've been talking about using the name or not using the name, as the case may be.
I would hope everyone's got it now. If you don't use a name, don't accept the name, because that is where the harm will come from.
NRME. NRME. So yeah, basically in that particular programme, the Doctor's name, it showed you that the TARDIS was in a graveyard on a planet called Trensalwa. Trends are laws are trends. Right, so that give you a clue to what's going on. Trends are laws are trends. And basically it was in a graveyard, the TARDIS was. Have you ever noticed in the programme that when you go inside the TARDIS, it's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside? Time and relative space dimensions, TARDIS. Time, I can't remember, my girlfriend knows this. And yeah, basically that's your memory banks, the TARDIS is. That's what it means. And anyway, the Doctor, he said, you know, if anybody finds out my name, that this is going to be harmful. And eventually they get past this graveyard and they meet another Doctor, right? And it says the new Doctor. Thanks very much. I've got to put my lights on. Thank you very much indeed. It says, where was I? The
new Doctor? Yeah,
the new Doctor, and it was John Hurt. You get it? The name?
John
Hurt. So the name can cause you pain and ill will and harm and loss. So that's basically what it was all about. Because if somebody's got your name...
What episode was it? The last one?
I think it was... First of all, the episode started at 1 of 13.
Ah, so a normal 13 episode run. Nice.
And then it got to 6 of 6, and then there was another one, 7 of 7. But I'd heard that apparently that the makers of Doctor Who had put far too much information in the series, that when the BBC got the film and they viewed it, they actually sent it back to the makers of Doctor Who, because they said that this is a little bit revealing. It actually explains that the name can cause you harm, and that you're actually a computer-based electromagnetic, electronic, electrical, chemical, biological field unit, which is actually co-creating this. You're a computer. And so they had to remove a lot of stuff from it, because it was literally explaining that you're co-creating this virtual reality of all that is.
So they took 5 or 6 episodes out of it then?
Yeah, they did that in the last series, and it just didn't make sense. There was one point, the Doctor and Clara were at the, I think the North Pole, and all of a sudden the TARDIS decided to vanish and it went to the South Pole. And it cuts to the next programme, it doesn't show you them going to find the TARDIS and their journey. So, Doctor Who. So who are you? The answer is correct. You don't need the name.
No.
Because the name could hurt you. It really could. Good night, Doctor.